Hello everyone, welcome back. I think it's been a long hiatus since we last met in one of these live streams talking about AI tools, cybersecurity, and just product management in general. But I think we are close to the end of the year. The holiday season is here. I wanted to come back and spend some time talking about a few things and I've been trying out. But if you ever want to keep in touch, want to know where I am at, what I'm doing, and things like that, all you have to do, I'm very active these days on X. So if you want to reach out, talk, have conversations, X is probably the best platform now to reach out to me on, where I talk about all the things that I'm working on, building and scaling further. But with that said, right, the goal of the live stream today is to look at this platform called Emergent. They've recently raised funding, is what I've known, and they've been chatters about their products and what they build and offer. So I mean, simply to start off with, right, these guys are essentially a vibe coding platform where your ideas can be turned into reality in a few prompts, right? They have a full suite of products, right, and cater to multiple use cases. For example, in this case, I'm looking at product managers, where they help me build prototypes and from PRDs into minutes. So as you are aware, I do work as a product manager as my day job, but essentially what Emergent is similar to, think of it as like a Lovable or a bold.new or Replit, or even uh, your Google AI studios for that matter, where you have a problem statement or an idea that you want to look at, prototype, or even Vercel for that matter, to turn your ideas into reality and quick prototypes. That's what Emergent offers as a platform, right? I mean, and it solves for the technical barrier. It takes care of the coding. All you need to know is English, as a matter of fact, and it does all of the full stack development, where it has plugins, it has integrations. You can connect to MCP servers if you like, and use specific models of your own choice. For that matter, you have the opportunity here to build full stack apps, like it's saying here, build me a CRM or a landing page for your own startup service, as well as a mobile application for your iOS or Android apps. Here they do provide a few showcases of what community has built in terms of landing pages, web applications, business tools, personal tools, and mobile apps in general. But what we are trying to do, we are looking at some of the use cases that Emergent offers, actually as tutorials within their website, and try to build something of that sort as an hybrid and combine these prompts together. But with that said, right, Emergent uses agents to understand your intent, turning simple English prompts and user stories into PRDs, into fully functional web and mobile apps. You describe, it generates a UI for you. You refine it further as you do with any of these vibe coding platforms, and then they will deliver, publish, export all of this code into your App Store or Google Play Store, or as a fully functioning web app for your users. So with that said, right, let's try to build a web app as well, right? You can essentially go from a simple statement for it to build that out. Here are a few examples. You can ask it to build a resume builder, for example, a AI based resume builder. You can ask it to build marketplaces for real estate, for any of these e-commerce platform and other use cases, along with use cases of data dashboards, internal tools, as your internal CRM, or bots, or Chrome extensions for that matter, or even 3D games, if you find that useful. They have a plethora of integrations, like I said, that they allow. Let's look at a few of them. I think they are available under resources and integrations, and I think they have all the big names here. Now I don't know if this is 1,000. They, I mean, connect your creations with 10,000 plus apps. I don't know what do they define apps as, but essentially they have integrations with all of your major names across platforms. which is great. Which is great to know that you have a already large ecosystem in the play, and it's sort of a complete platform for modern teams. Now, I have not used it anywhere previously. I've played around with Replit. I've played around with V0 a lot. I've played around with Alloy.app, which is another one of those apps that I've been using for prototyping, and even your Claude codes and cursors and anti-gravities of the world. But given that I've come to know about Emergent recently, this live stream is essentially trying to build or test such use cases with that, right? And unlike any other vibe coding platform, they provide support for enterprise grade software and solutions like SSO, authentication, authorization, collaboration across teams, workspaces, and end-to-end capabilities like hosting, databases, monitoring, and debugging capabilities as well. This is one of those quotes that we saw from the website, where essentially work of 3 to 5 developers across 8 to 12 hours, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars, in could have was just prototyped in a few hours, and got them closer to the actual technical execution piece of it. And they have a pricing page which has very competitive pricing, is I would how I would put it. They have a free plan, 10 credits that you can also purchase. Additionally, you have a standard plan. If you purchase it annually, it's $17 and 167 annually, but 20 and 200. And yeah, you get 100 credits per month in comparison to 750 across these plans as offerings. But with that said, right, they have also tutorials that I was referring to. I've been looking at some of these tutorials and guides. They are pretty handful and handy for the most part, providing all of these details to you about how to vibe code a PRD generator, cryptocurrency across levels of difficulty, beginner to advanced. But what we are going to do today, as part of this live stream, is try to build a Chrome extension, right? In this case, what they have done is built a Chrome extension for LinkedIn. So essentially, when I'm meeting someone, personalizing, sending invites to people, it sort of looks through the profile I'm browsing and generates a message that I can make as part of my connection request and send that across. But what we are trying to do is sort of a hybrid of a few things. There's this other beginner article, and this one was also a beginner article around their vibe coding use cases and examples. And in this one, they have a mobile app that generates daily content ideas for creators. So what I'm trying to do is sort of build an hybrid of these two and see how that goes. So what we are going to do, right, is firstly log into Emergent. That I've already done. I am on the free plan, just so you know, and I have 10 credits to build my application, and these are monthly credits that you get. So I will be building a full stack application, not necessarily an app. But what we are essentially going to do is build a Chrome extension that I can install on my browser, and every time I open a new tab, this extension essentially comes up with new ideas and things that have been trending on Twitter, for example, and thing I should be knowing, that are across Twitter, across Reddit, and across Hacker News. So we'll take these three as our baseline and see if it can build a Chrome extension with a live feed of what's going on, for me to then interact with those posts across these platforms. So yeah, with that said, let's try to build this application. Hi, I'm trying to build a web application which essentially is a Chrome extension. The way this Chrome extension works is I can install it on as an extension through the Chrome Web Store, for example. And once that is installed, upon opening my new tab, I get a feed of recent posts that have been done across Hacker News, across Reddit, and also across Twitter or X for that matter. What I need is this a new tab to essentially become my way of knowing what's trending and being posted across these platforms. I wanted to be sleek, minimal interface similar to how the emergent.sh homepage looks, and use a light theme, a light theme, no gradients allowed. And essentially what I'm looking for is using the APIs as well as RSS feeds from Hacker News, Reddit, uh, as well as X to identify and list all of the trending recent content that I should be knowing, or posts that have been done across in the last 24 to 72 hours. So build this Chrome extension for me. uh, yeah, so now with that said, this will transcribe it for me, and I've written all of my details down. But let's also look at the prompts they have used in their examples and try to also use some part of that, right? Um let's come a little down. This is the prompt: build a Chrome extension, da, 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 the pop-up, la, 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 la. Got it. So this is how the current prompt for that looks like for a mobile app. How have they done their prompt? The prompt is essentially build a mobile app, so they've clearly mentioned. And also in my case, I am build, it is a Chrome extension, I have mentioned that as well. Now we are going to use 200 4.5 sonnet, maybe use Opus, but yeah, I leave it to the default because I don't want to mess around with things and see how it does. But yeah, let's see how it goes from here and does its thing. Coding use cases and examples, and in this one they have a mobile. Okay, looks like this is sharp unified view across. Just it'll show you scale without noise, build you shape a production from day one. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think it has requested me the questions like it was uh, sharing in the tutorial that we were looking at. Before I start, I need to clarify. Okay, which technology focused? Yes, yes, focus on technology focused Reddit content. Look for trending topics only for now on Twitter, and on Hacker News, use a mix of all of these. Uh, Also filter based on high engagement, and as well as uh, the tech keywords being prioritized. So if it is around technology, software, SaaS, AI, cybersecurity, startups, uh, give preference for that content. I don't have APIs keys for X or Reddit. I think what we'll have to do is just build a crawler or find some better way to get this data out. Right, so these are my answers. I'll copy this for now. Let's see what the auto answer does. Maybe it has answered it by itself, but what has it answered? Do I get to look at that? Maybe not. Okay, looks like it just answers it on its own without having to rely on me, although I did have my answers. But let's see what it does. I want to see how Emergent solves for it. And I like that they have like a tab based interface. I can start with something new here as well, and is perfect. I'll proceed with reasonable defaults. Top stories will use public whenever. Perfect. I mean, it almost is similar to what I was hoping for. Design agent is running. Okay, so they have agents for designing for the backend, which is good. Let's also look at the code. Access VS Code in your browser with the following link and password. Code in your browser. Okay. So they have. It's similar to how I think GitHub code spaces, where they have like a fork of VS Code running with the actual code. Let me copy the password and see if we can also interact with the code here. I don't need it to save the password, but if I cancel this, what is my design agent doing here? It's coming up with a layout. Strict light mode, Swiss high contrast. Okay, looks good, looking good. Let's also look at our browser. Nice. The easiest way to look at all of this is look at the git commits, or maybe also the code base, around what changes are actually going on. But yeah, with that said, now I understand that I need to create that replaces a new tab. Here's my plan. This is the plan. Now let me install required backend dependencies first. Great. Okay, I've consumed almost 1 credit in the initialization phase of this all. uh, okay, it's auto committing its changes, which is good, and already done with 4 commits. Design guidelines, requirements. Okay, what's the code base? I'm assuming this to be Python, or yeah, this is Python. Cool, looks pretty neat and pretty cool. I mean, the interface is pretty cool to say the least. Yeah, while this executes, let's come back. How can I get a preview? Okay, it's make your app publicly available. I get a preview of what's actually being built as well. Upload assets, media. I think at least from a design point of view, I definitely off the top I like it more than Replit. Replit looks a little more boxy, even though I've not tried it in the last month or so. Maybe things have changed there. But yeah, sound looks pretty cool. Assets, manage agent context with folks. That's also cool. Is there versioning that they have? Do they have versioning? Doesn't look like it. Model, job ID, VS Code, VS Code password. Oops, maybe I have exposed something here, but yeah, I'm assuming it to be only temporary. Oh, looks like it is done, and it's trying to load a preview automatically. I didn't have to do anything here. But let's see. Okay, tech feed. The font looks cool. It's light mode. The sources are all Hacker News, Reddit, okay, and it also gives me a logo. I'm interested in Reddit. How did it get the Reddit or even the Twitter data, for example? I will not promote learning. No post, yeah. I assume that it would not be able to get something for X, given I think there are API limitations. Hacker News looks good. Open in a new tab. Yes, why not? I would want to interact with this. What does it do if I just click on something? Does it take me there? Interesting. This was 9 minutes ago. Okay, Reddit. Let's try Reddit. Uh, Looks like we have to reject that with every fiber. DeSantis emerges as chief AI skeptic. Looks political. This looks technical. Let's see. I just built an offline semantic search engine in JavaScript. Feedback appreciated. Cool. I think the other thing we also told it about was only give me posts that have been highly engaging. At least that's what I told. But these ones look like, both in case of Hacker News and Reddit, the ones we opened had zero comments or even upvotes for that matter, or at least anything relevant to be of notice. What is it trying now? Okay, it's creating and generating screenshots. I would ideally, let's see.